Hey everybody. Getting on the mic board here. Okay, there we go. Care of a few technical details. Hi, Fran. Great to see you. We've got about 3 minutes till we start officially. Let me put us over to Facebook. Okay. All right, kitties. Got a little bit of excitement happening here. And we're going to share to a page, and we're going to share to Samantha Bennett. I'm going to go live because we're live. I'm going to turn off my speakers. Great. Hi, Cindy. Great to see you. And there we are, streaming over on the live. We've got about 2 minutes till we officially start. So if you want to make sure you've got pad and paper, if you want to make sure you've got something to drink, you know, a glass of water, maybe it's tea, whatever time it is for you. And now I want to put my computer up more, but I've got a kitty on my, so here's Chester saying hi. Say hi to everybody, Chester. Yeah. I know, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. He likes to be with me when I work. He likes to be with me just period. It's amazing to me that animals will hang out with us. That's just shocking to me. Delightful. Okay. 9:59, we're all set up and good to go. If you are, hey Michelle, if you are in the Zoom and you have questions, you can type them into the chat. If you are on the Facebook Live, you can type into the comments, and I think Veronica can see them and share them with me here so I can answer questions in both places. I'm not doing Clubhouse because nobody was showing up at Clubhouse, and who cares? I think it's kind of a weird platform anyway. I don't understand it. And anytime there's something I just don't get, I'm like, I should just know that to give it a pass because it doesn't make any sense, right? Great. You guys look great. I'm so glad to see you. Hi, everybody. And look, here it is, top of the hour. Hey everyone, it's Sam Bennett from therealsambennett.com, and welcome to our weekly Facebook Lives. There are those of you who come every week, and it thrills me. It just warms my heart so much to have this time with you. Thank you for making time in your life for you. This is your time. This is your half hour to focus on your spark, your creativity, your joy, the things that matter to you, right? We're going to start the way we always start, with our breathing. So we're going to inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. We're going to do that 3 times. If you want to ignore it, go ahead and ignore it. But most people find it to be very pleasant, even soul restoring. And I think I've told you guys, sometimes people ask me like, Sam, are you doing an energy healing on us when you do that breathing? I'm like, maybe. So open yourself up to whatever healing, whatever inspiration, whatever comfort, whatever solace, whatever giggles you need to hear today. Let your belly go really soft. Drop your shoulders down and back like a dove settling her wings. Open your hands in an attitude of receiving. You give so much to so many. This is your moment to receive, to gracefully receive. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to be smarter or better or younger or thinner or fatter or anything. You are perfect just as you are right in this moment. So let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That feels good. Thank you for doing that with me. I may have mentioned, but if I haven't, I should have. There's been a while in the last year or so where I've started waking up in the middle of the night. And I don't generally mind because, I work for myself. So it's not like I have to wake up and go to an office and, hustle out the door or anything in the morning. Or if I need to nap in the afternoon, I can because I have my own business. It's probably the single best reason to have your own business is so that you can nap whenever you want. But so it didn't stress me out to be awake in the middle of the night. But I found it was making me sort of cranky in the morning. And so what the rule I've made for myself is no screens in the middle of the night, right? Get the electronics out of the bedroom, get the cell phone out of the bedroom, get the Kindle out of the bedroom. And so when I wake up in the middle of the night, I just do this breathing. I just do this 4, 7, 8 breathing. And if I'm just up breathing for 45 minutes, then I'm up breathing for 45 minutes. But what I find is that when I wake up in the morning, I'm as rested as if I had slept all night. So that's my little tidbit for you is if I go on screens in the middle of the night, now I'm looking at the news and I'm looking at email and I'm thinking about all the stuff I have to do and I get stressed out. Look, here's another one. Yes, this is one of the new ones. This is Mahidabel. Say hi, Mahidabel. Pretty kitty. There she is. So sweet. Good. So I'm curious what your questions are. This is an Ask Sam Anything day. I have no script. I have no agenda. I have nothing to offer you. I don't have any programs or anything coming up. Get It Done Lab is so exciting. The people there are doing so great. And you don't have to be in the lab to commit to 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day of meaningful work can light up the whole other 23 hours and 45 minutes. So I invite you into that practice. Good. Yeah. So like I said, if you're on the Zoom, type into chat anything you want to know. You got questions about creativity, about being stuck, about productivity, about business, about entrepreneurship, about writing, about books, about publishing. You let me know. Great. It's so good to see you all. I can't see any of the comments on the Facebook, and I'm not sure why that is, but I'm trusting that Veronica's going to hop into the Zoom and share them with me. June says, hi, Sam, 1% is working. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Michelle says, I have so many questions. Good. Well, pop them in, babe, because it's all you. Yeah, one of the things I really want to encourage you guys to do is really, lower the bar for yourself. Like, don't try to be 100% better, just 1% better. Just shift 1%. Because here's the thing. I talk about this in Start Right Where You Are. I have a vision of the universe. Let me share with you my vision of the universe. Here's my vision of the universe. You can start with yourself, imagining you, and maybe there's like a beam of light inside of you that's maybe connected to heaven and earth. Okay. You can picture your own beam of light. If you like, you can give it a color, whatever you feel. There's Veronica. Hi, honey. Let me make her a co-host so she can do what she needs to do. Where did she go? Oh, she's already a panelist. Awesome. Okay, so there's a beam of light that's inside of you. And then there's all these other beams of light coming out of you, like a dandelion, like connecting you with other people, with places, with ideas, with things, concepts, time, space, whatever, right? So now you've got this image of yourself sort of as a dandelion with dandelion fluff coming off of you, connected with all these things. And if you remember that everybody else also has a beam of light and then all their dandelion spokes, now all of a sudden we can see that we have a giant interconnected net of energy. And it's not just the human beings, of course, it's the animals and the plants and the rocks and the stones. Till, as Hilary Mantel says, the cell line runs to its limit. We are all connected. We make this big giant net, right? So here you are, part of this big giant net. And we know that no energy is ever lost, only transformed. So even people who have died, their energy is still part of this net. So just take a second and imagine that net for yourself. See it in your mind's eye. Feel your connectivity to me, to everybody else here, to all the things. And remember that you can pull on this net. You can grab a hold of it. If you need something, you can ask the net. If you want to charge up the net, you can. If you want to flood the net with your own energy, you can. You cannot be too big or too powerful for this net. You are an integral part of this net. You can never be apart from it. So going back to the 1% thing, when you shift even just 1%, you can see how when you shift, all of a sudden, all the lines shift too. Your relationship to everything else shifts as well. So all of a sudden, something that was complicated or far away before is all of a sudden a clear pathway. And sometimes we've been working and paddling, but nothing changes. It's because we haven't actually shifted. So you don't have to shift a lot, just a little bit. Just a little bit, and then notice how all the other parts of that move as well. That's how miracles happen all the time, every day. Okay. Leonie says, I need a direct link to this page and the Facebook group. Spend too much time searching. Sure, we have those. That's Facebook. Oh, it's not on my thing. We'll give it to you, no problem. Yes, don't spend too much time searching, and you can put them in, you can save them. Cindy says, hi, Sam. How do you stop procrastinating? I think about writing all the time, and then my mind feels chaotic, which creates anxiety and fear. Great. So I think it's David Milch. I feel like I quoted this recently before, maybe to you guys. So the writer David Milch said, everything you think about writing when you are not writing is bullshit. Everything you think about writing when you are not writing is bullshit. So Cindy, you're in the stage now where you're writing all the time, you're just not writing it down. So start writing it down. Get index cards, get little pieces of paper. Don't threaten yourself with a whole document, with a whole big thing, with a whole, expensive journal or anything. Just make it cheap and easy and cheerful. Use Post-its, use index cards, use plain typing paper. I like those old composition books, anything, right? I love Levenger legal pads. I run my entire life and business on Levenger legal pads. But whatever works for you. And just set the timer for 15 minutes and just do it. Just write down ideas, outlines. You don't have to be good. It doesn't have to be smart. You don't have to start at the beginning. Just put the words down on paper and spend 15 minutes doing that every single day. Eventually, you will find a process that you like. You'll realize like, oh, it really works for me to type into Evernote, or it really works for me to, use one of my kids' composition spiral bound notebooks. Index cards really work for me. Whatever it is, you'll find a little system that works for you, and then you'll have a system and you'll have a discipline. Inspiration loves discipline. Anxiety loves discipline. When you stop letting your anxiety make your decisions for you, and instead let your decisions make your decisions for you, let your discipline make your decisions for you, let your love of writing make your decisions for you, and everything relaxes. Right now, your brain is stressing out because it's like, I want to write, but I'm afraid I can't. Blah, 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 blah. But you're like, no, I am writing. Look, I wrote. Look, writing has happened. So that's my thought. Big hawk just flew by outside. So yeah, don't listen to those crazy voices inside of your head, or go ahead and draw them. Take 90 seconds to draw out that anxiety and that fear. Make a picture of it. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Okay. Lori Vetgale and Lucy say hi. Hi, everybody over on Facebook land. Great to see you. Good. Yes, we're putting together a page with the permanent links. That's true. So you can just click the button and join us. That's right. Cindy says, thank you. That helps a lot. Good. Michelle says, I just have too much going on. I have the content and skills mostly. I simply don't have the time. I need an affordable coach to help me prioritize my goals, yet still serve. Okay, so the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, tells us that we get 80% of our results from 20% of our activities. In the same way that you wear 20% of your wardrobe 80% of the time. In any organization, 20% of the people are doing 80% of the work. If you've got a client list, 20% of your clients are bringing in 80% of your income. It's a naturally occurring bit of mathematics. It's just true. So that bottom, you can cut out the bottom 50% of your activities and not really change your life very much. Not really move the needle on, it's not going to affect your income or your friendships or whatever. So take a look at your calendar. And I would say choose at least 2 things that are not meaningful to you, that are not productive for you, that don't light you up and make you thrilled, that don't feed your soul, that you could potentially not do or have someone else do, right? I might, if you haven't yet read the 7 Habits of Highly Productive People, it's great. It's great. And he talks about he takes the matrix, right? There's important and there's urgent, and then there's not important and not urgent. And the hardest things to do are the things that are important but not urgent. So maintaining our friendships, writing, creative projects, health and fitness, our own personal expression, our spiritual development, all that stuff is really, really important, but it's not urgent. It's rarely urgent. So you have to sort of physically move it to the top of the list. Like you have to be very conscious and deliberate and disciplined about moving those things that are important but not urgent to the top of the list. So do the most important things first, right? And what you find, of course, is that when you do those things first, a lot of the other crises, the things that are important and urgent, which are often like emergencies, the number of those things drops down because you've handled it, right? I almost never have, clients freaking out on me and asking for their money back or anything because because I spend time building relationships with you all so that then when something does go wrong, which occasionally it absolutely does, there's room, there's forgiveness, there's stretch, there's some understanding, right? It's not like such a crunch. So, so do the important but not urgent things first, then the important and urgent things, right? Which, like I said, those are emergencies and also anything with a deadline, right? Then there's the not important but urgent. And that's probably what's taking up most of your time, because that's stuff like email, meetings, like everybody feels like it's got to happen right now, but it doesn't actually matter. It's not actually that important. And then there's not important and not urgent, which is like dicking around, right? That's when you play the, spelling game, words with friends, whatever. Not important, not urgent. So I really recommend that book if you're looking for an affordable coach. Just buy the book, and even just get an accountability buddy. Just get someone that loves you and trusts you, and that you love and trust and respect. Right? Don't partner up with people that you don't want to be like. Partner up with people who are smarter than you, people you admire, people that you feel loved and respected by. Don't go to the empty cookie jar. Right? And go for the highest income producing activities first and the highest joy producing activities first. What's going to bring in the most money the fastest? What's going to bring in the most joy the fastest? And then what 2 or 3 things can you just cut off, stop doing entirely? And that may mean telling people no, right? That may mean that you're not going to chair the bake sale like you have for the last 10 years. That may mean that you don't, keep going with this volunteer organization that you love. I love volunteering. I love the work that I do for free, but I'm very strategic about it. And I really try to make sure that what I'm contributing for free is of real value, right? So like, I'm not going to volunteer to come set up the chairs early. Not because I think it's beneath me or anything. I just don't, but I think I can do a lot better by spending that time either making more money so I can donate more money, or, doing something at a higher administrative level to really help the organization run better, right? So the work that anybody else can do, someone else should do. The work that only you can do, you must do. I'll say that again. The work that someone else can do, that anyone else can do, someone else must do. The work that only you can do, only you can do. You must do. Veronica recommends this author, Get It Done, by this amazing author called Sam Bennett, is also very good. Thank you very much. Yes, Get It Done, I have to say, is an excellent book. And it's available on Audible, it's available on Kindle, it's available on hard, all the ways, all the places, all the ways. So yes, definitely. That's an Amazon link to Get It Done. That's an affiliate link. So if you buy it there, not only will I get royalties from the book, but I will also get pennies from Amazon. Missed the name of the other book. 7 Habits of Highly Productive People, the Stephen Covey book. Sometimes dicking around is important to relieve the tension. I am a big fan of dicking around. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's available on Audible, or wherever you get your audiobooks. Yes. So yeah, no, I love dicking around. Just be intentional about your dicking around, right? The thing I hate this, this is the worst feeling to me. Like when I'm trying to take the morning off or something, and I'm on the couch and I'm trying, like wanting to read and veg out or, watch reality television or something. And yet I'm still thinking about work. So it's like, I'm not really working and I'm not really resting. That to me is the most frustrating. So I'm a big fan of either like get up and work or don't, or really take the time off. So if you're going to take a break to, play a game or cruise Facebook or do whatever, that's fine. Just be intentional about it. Acknowledge to yourself that you're doing this. It's critical. I love dicking around. I also, like I said, I also love napping. What's written on my mug? Love hearing you speak, inspires me. Thank you. What's written on my mug is everything is temporary. Everything is temporary because everything is temporary. This mug was designed by the great Veronica Gazzardi and is available for purchase in our shop. If you go to therealsambennett.com and go to the shop, you will see not just this mug, but several mugs. There's one that says art before housework. There's one that says poetry before housework. There's one with a plant on it for the Get a C story. Yes, shop.therealsambennett.com. Shop, S-H-O-P, .therealsambennett.com. Julie says, yeah, that's the worst. Not working, not resting, and the tension between the two. Right, exactly. Do one or the other. Do one or the other. Or, and sometimes when you're in that, like, I can't really rest, but I can't really work, I don't really want to work. Like, that's a great time to do your own administrative assistant work. That's a great time to like do the filing or do the, the dumb, boring stuff that you don't really need very much brain power to do, but it feels good when it's done, right? Julie says, I just noticed myself this morning thinking, I'll just get this out of the way, and realized later what I was really doing was getting in the way. Oh, very insightful, Julie. I like it. Michelle says, do you do individual coaching sessions here and there? Not really, no. Yeah, not really. But I do like in the Get It Done lab, those are live sessions with me where people can ask questions. And I think there's actually, if you're in the lab, you have an opportunity to buy some, I think 3 private sessions with me. We call them espresso sessions. I'm trying to think if I don't think it's available on the website. I don't think you can buy a private session with me. But you know what, Michelle? Email support@therealsambennett.com and ask Lucy, because it may be that I sell them and I just don't know it. But I don't do a lot of one-on-one coaching. Yeah, espresso sounds good. Yeah. I don't do a lot of one-on-one coaching. What I found is that the people I was working with loved it, but I don't love it. You guys got to remember, I'm not a coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm not an academic. I'm a teacher. I'm a mentor. I'm a person who's done a lot of things. And the one-on-one coaching model just always felt like, it just started to feel, it always feels a little therapeutic to me. And I just feel like other people are better at it than I am. That's all. I like working in groups. I like groups. Good. What else? What else are you thinking about? What are you wondering about? What's happening over there in Facebook land? Not therapy, just wisdom. Yeah, totally. Well, and helping you spot your blocks. And what I really love to do is help people strategize, creating business plans and stuff. Veronica says very quiet on the Facebook pages today. Interesting, quiet. All right. Well, let's, I'll say one more thing about this being too busy thing. For years, I used busy as a narcotic, right? If I was busy enough, then I got to feel worthy because I was being productive. And I didn't have to worry about too many other feelings because mostly the only feeling I had was tired. So I could ignore some of the other things that were happening in my life that I didn't want to pay attention to. So I invite you into that question. Is the part of the busy a narcotic? Is part of the busy avoiding other things? Are there some hard decisions you could make that would both eliminate the busy and calm yourself, right? Make some space. And really, going back to that, the thing that other people can do, like hire someone to clean your house. It's not very expensive. And there is, no matter what you were taught, and I'm a nice Midwestern girl too, but there is no moral high ground in cleaning your own house. Right? Someone else can scrub the tile grout. Someone else actually probably does it better than you. So that would be my other piece of advice, is hire a housekeeper. Okay, we've got some comments here. Let's see. Strategizing to train as an actor. I would read plays aloud. Like have a weekly play reading series in your house. I would, and there's a lot of good acting classes that are happening online. You might look at Elizabeth Mestnick, 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 I think is her name, Mestnick. She's a very good teacher, but there's a lot of them. And the best way to learn how to act is start acting. That's it. Ronnie says, oh, the comments weren't loading. Oh, interesting. Okay. Julie says, I'm still packing, sorting, clearing, getting things out of my house. I vacillate between feeling stuck and frantic and overdoing, and then feeling exhausted, drained, and depleted. Any suggestions? Yes. Frequent breaks. Packing is actually perfect probably for the Pomodoro method, right? So you work for 40 minutes and then you take a 20-minute break. And then you work for 40 minutes and you take a 20-minute break. Drink a ton of water, take frequent breaks, right? Don't let yourself get all lopped up like that. You find yourself getting ratcheted up, drink some water, go outside, do some deep breathing, do some 4-7-8 breathing, hug a friend, pet a cat, like do whatever, do some of that dicking around we were talking about, do something to like lower your cortisol level. Because you're going to be much more efficient if you just allow yourself to move cleanly and elegantly from one thing to the next and stay rested than you are if you just push yourself constantly. Karen says, I tried to get on the Facebook pages and couldn't. Maybe they're quiet because the others are having the same issue. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what's going on with Facebook. Survival. Oh, say more about that, Michelle. I'm curious. Let's see. Lori says, well, I just want to say that I am writing my book. I am researching as well. And then I read something where someone says that he's the only one that knows anything about the subject and the rest are blank. And then I lose my confidence for a while. Then I remember what you say. No one has ever said it the way you have. Thanks for your words echoing in my mind. And then I keep going. Yes, it's all been said before, but not by you. It's all been said before, but not by you. That's right. Julie says, love the big giant net. Yeah, me too. She says, my shift happened. There's multiple Julies, as you may know. My shift happened the day I committed to the Get It Done Lab. Got an out of the blue phone call from the person I needed to do something with, something I'd been putting off for a year. She said, let me know if you're ready to move forward. Right? That's that 1 degree shift. I'm telling you, you make a tiny commitment and then whoop, miracles happen. I hear this all the time. Jennifer says, just want to say a big thank you to Sam. You're welcome. Since taking my first class with you last year, Bunny Slope, I have learned that I do know what to do, and I've started doing it sloppily, messily, imperfectly, but joyfully and a little bit every day. That's great, Jennifer. I'm thrilled. Yes, you all are so much smarter and better than you think you are. You undersell yourselves constantly and underestimate yourselves constantly. You all are excellent at what you do. And even if you're not, like, do the shitty version. We buy shitty things all the time. It's fine. Some of my favorite things are shitty things. Mariana says, if you have time to talk about creating a quiz for bringing in clients and detailed intake forms for a monthly program. Quizzes are great for bringing in clients. People love to self-discover. It's great to do marketing that's about them and not about you. You just want to think strategically about what the next step is, right? So what are they getting quizzed on? What and how is the quiz going to reveal to them the problem that you help solve, right? So the quiz should be about the problem they think they have, and it should lead them to the conclusion that you working with you is the next right step or a next right step, right? So be thinking strategically that way. Detailed intake forms for a monthly program. I'm not sure quite what you're asking. You can do those on Google Forms. You can have people answer questions there. I don't know what else you need to know about that. Okay, let's see. Hi, Giovanni. Giovanni says, the question I've been sitting with for a week is how to maintain calm when there's pressure to make money. I'm trying to be different and be the opposite of overworked. This is currently clashing with the outside real life pressure to earn. It's coming, maybe not today, but maybe it will. Right. So this is a great question, Giovanni. This is really where the rubber meets the road in spiritual development, right? It's easy to sit there and go like, oh, the universe is abundant and all my needs are met and I'm fine. When there's plenty in the bank account, right? It's easy to feel calm then. But when the numbers start dropping, when you feel that pressure, when the bills start piling up, this is when we go into our like default scarcity mode and take that shitty part-time job just to make the money, just to do it. No, this is where you maintain your spiritual discipline. You and I both know that there's an infinite amount of money in the world. There's an infinite number of ideal clients in the world. Your capacity to bring money in is not limited in any way, shape, or form. So first of all, just feel that. Feel that there is no lack anywhere. There's no shortage. That pressure is imaginary. You're fine. You've been around a long time now. Haven't starved yet. It's fine. The money will take care of itself. It always does. You always find a way through this. So trust yourself. Trust the world. Trust the money itself. Ask the money, where does the money want to come from? Have a conversation with the money. Hi, $20,000, where are you? Hi, $20,000, how do you want to be earned? How do you want to come into my life? $200,000, $2 million, $20 million, I don't know. Whatever it is for you. More cat antics. So, and then just think, what's the low-hanging fruit? What's the fastest path to cash? What's the way you can bring in the most amount of money with the greatest amount of ease? Right? Where does the money want to come from? Exactly. And I guarantee you, it does not want to come from you, bringing way too many talents and skills to jobs that don't appreciate you. Right? Ariane says, thanks. Quiz answer immediately clarified direction. Thank you. My pleasure. Happy it worked. All right. Well, we're a little past the half hour, so let's close out this circle. I don't want to keep you longer. We're here next week, every Thursday at 10. Yeah, I'm excited to see what unfolds for you all. But yeah, stop doing the dumb stuff. Stop doing the stuff that you think everybody else expects you to do. Stop doing the stuff that you feel the cultural pressure to do. Right? You have important work on your heart. That's what needs to be done. Actually, this stuff, so words of wisdom. Stop doing the dumb stuff. Exactly. All right. Let's take a breath, shall we? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. See you next week.